Hello, everybody. Coach Andy Goldberg here on the Founders Chair podcast. I'm delighted to have as our guest today, Kate Alexander from Physioflexx. Kate, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Andy. Thanks for having me.
So I've known you for a number of years now, Kate, but why don't you tell the rest of the world first just a little bit about you personally, where you're from, your hobbies, your family, whatever.
Thanks, Andy. I'm Kate. I am born and bred in Ayrshire. I did have a small stint up in Aberdeen where I studied my first degree in sport and exercise science. And then I relocated back to Glasgow to study a master's in physiotherapy before coming back to be close to family back in my Ayrshire roots. Little bit about me, always been into my health and my wellness. I've always gone to the gym from a very young age. Also interested in Pilates. Currently also high rocks. I've kind of got into the high rocks era as well. So currently training for that too. So yeah, always been sporty, always been active, and always been on the go, which probably you'll get from me and echo as we kind of continue this conversation.
A lot of energy.
A lot of energy, yeah.
And so tell us a little bit about how your business came about and also, at what point did you feel you had the confidence that you could run your own business? I have a feeling, and even before you answer that you just came with the confidence. Right? But you can tell me how that came. So how did it come about that you owned your own business?
So not really one that people expect to hear, to be honest. But my business kind of came around because I got knocked down by a bus when I was 10 years old. And I received physiotherapy for about 2.5 years, and obviously had to learn how to walk again. So on the back of that, and just seeing how critical it was for me to have that input to allow me to get back to being sporty, to allow me to get back to having a quality of life, I knew straight away that it was the job for me. So I would say that's kind of known what the career path was. I think what you were saying from that kind of confidence part, I always knew and always spoke to my mum and dad at a very young age about having my own business. And I needed to see how that could be shaped into physiotherapy because the kind of mainstream ways that you go into public sector, you go into the NHS. And also when you first qualify, that's pretty much the route that the Chartered Society of Physiotherapy want you to take. And for me, I just felt that that would probably constrain slightly the type of personality and the type of person who I am, and the kind of drive and passion that I had to deliver a service with outstanding excellence and the highest standard of care that's so patient-centered. So I kind of went into the path of private practice straight out of university, which was not really the done thing. But I wanted to get that experience in that area to kind of put my foot in the door and know how does it run well, and how can I run it even better. So at the age of 26 was when Physioflexx was founded. So pretty young, but I think as a young entrepreneur, you've got the drive, the hunger, the motivation, and the energy for it. So yeah, I kind of thought that that's my moment. I had to kind of think in my life plan, when can I put all of my energy into it? And 26 was the age.
And so a couple things there because a lot of our audience will be younger entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
26 is pretty young to start your own business, but you say you had the drive, the will, the hunger, the attitude,
Mhm.
but probably not the experience and wisdom that just comes with time.
Mhm.
Um, was that enough at the time? The mindset, the attitude, the drive, the hunger, to get through it? Because you'll make a lot of mistakes, but are you making them faster? And are you learning from those mistakes faster?
So the more that I kind of work on self-development and kind of look at things that way, Andy, I think what echoes with me a lot is taking action. Is making sure as well that you're kind of living a little bit in that fast lane. So bringing those ideas, getting your creativity and that innovation right from the word go. I think passion has to be there. My mum's a bit funny about that word passion, but passion for me in my profession. And I think if you've got a drive for something and you know that you really want it, yes, you've got to have a mindset to work hard. Like, and I think that's something that I'll always say to people in business. Like, unless you want to graft and work hard, then actually it's not just going to happen for you. And you need to have that kind of, ability to work well with others and bounce ideas off others too, and kind of learn and keep self-developing. So I think I was happy to take a risk, would I say? I was happy to jump into it. Because I didn't know, back then, being honest, at 26, I didn't know how far it was going to fully take me. I had a vision. I think your values and beliefs as a child and kind of how that shapes you will help form that as well. But I had a vision. I knew what I wanted to create. And it was just about how was I going to get there. And I'm quite a planner. So I think like I write lots down, do a vision board. And I think it's really nice to kind of have a rough idea and a rough kind of path of how do you think this journey is going to go, but be okay if something kind of sends you off in a different path. And I think as a problem solver and a solution finder, which I feel is just something that comes to me quite naturally, which I know for some maybe doesn't, but for me it comes quite naturally. So with that, I'm always looking for the next, right, how can I kind of problem solve that? Or what could be the solution? And I'll always talk through, my team always hear me going, right, we've got a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C. Failure can happen in business, times can be difficult in business, but it's how you kind of forward our future plan for that and be like, right, don't let it happen. Don't wait for the after. Actually, beforehand, be like, right, this maybe's not working, or actually, this hasn't done what we think it's going to do. Well, don't continue to do that. How are you then going to do it differently? So I think as long as you're on top of your business and knowing kind of where it's going, but if something's a bit off, being able to kind of come back from that and take a different route and a different action, then you're always going to hopefully thrive. So just don't turn a blind eye is what I say. I think you've got to be on it.
I mean, you've obviously got a lot of natural confidence, energy, resilience, fortitude, but surely it's not natural. We're shaped by our environment, right? We're shaped by the people around us. Were there people in your life, family or friends specifically that uh, inspired you or gave you the confidence at the start when you were 26?
Yeah, I would say both my parents, but probably predominantly my mum. So I'd say she's been a huge kind of inspiration and that kind of person who's like, you can do it. She's got that can do attitude. So I would definitely say kind of when I was having those conversations, very much it was my parents and my husband who was my sounding board. And I think I've come from a background where my mum and dad have both been leaders in their professions, both worked public sector, but both been leaders in those environments. And I think I was brought up around parents who were very hardworking. My mum went against the grain. So obviously, again, different generations, but a lot of females at that time would stay at home and look after the kids. And my mum worked full time. So very much used to that kind of working environment, like that hard graft, them really trying to get up the ladder in their careers. And I guess that really, really inspires you as a child when you see your parents
Sure.
really trying to better themselves and better the future and provide for you. You want to replicate that as well. So I think absolutely, it's kind of like what I said previously there, like your values, your belief system, like that all comes from, it's very ingrained at a very young age. And I do, like, I still look at my parents now and they're both retired. And like they're so busy and they've got so much and they've got so much social engagements and wanting to make a difference and being in the twinning and my husband says it to me all the time. He's like, why are your parents still so young? And I'm like, they're so young because they're using here and they're using movement, they're using their body, and they're trying to still learn. They're still having interest. They're still going out there and creating change as well and making a difference to
That's
people.
that's their character, and just because they retired, their character doesn't change. So, the drive that drove them to be successful and their work ethic and their energy
Yeah.
continues into retirement. Now they're just having more fun, maybe less work, but
And
uh,
more holidays.
definitely, and well deserved, much deserved. You know,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
um, So tell us a little bit about the company, Kate. Tell us about what your business is doing now and where you're located, so forth.
Yeah, sure. Physioflexx was founded in 2012, went limited in 2013 as we started to take on more team members. Originally, we actually had 4 clinics. So we had 2 in Glasgow and we had 2 in Ayrshire. The 2 in Glasgow were satellite clinics, and it would just be one person within one room, within a clinic space. As I started to grow the business and have more team members on, I felt that that model wasn't really working. That was more kind of for a sole practitioner, sort of a single self-employed person, which again works, but for me wasn't really what my model was. So I decided with a few years in that I wanted to kind of reshape and remodel. So I chose to close the clinics in Glasgow and focus my energy in Ayrshire, and relocate into bigger premises, which also had Pilates studios and rehab spaces within them too, so that we could increase and offer more services and provide more of a self-management strategy for patients alongside the hands-on and the kind of exercise prescription and exercises. So that was Prestwick and Sturton. So that's our 2 main locations. We have had 3 moves in Sturton actually, and just recently had our 3rd move in Prestwick last year too. Each of them has been bigger and better, I would say, which is great. We've grown the team. So initially it was myself, grown to 2, 3, then went to 6. We're now up at 11 of us within the team, structuring it very much around having the physiotherapy services, and then having an admin team and a practice manager who oversees as well. So it's busy, it's MSK, so it's musculoskeletal physiotherapy, so anything from head to toe really. And as I mentioned there, we offer other services like acupuncture and rehab classes and Pilates and things like that too. So yeah, the business is very much in a growth period at the moment. Last year we had a sister company open in Falkirk. So Physioflexx Falkirk opened with Ryan. Ryan Weston's the lead of that operations there. So he opened that, and we also have a sister company that opened last year, which is Reformer Pilates too. So yes, we're definitely in a period of lots of growth, both with our people and our team, and also what we can deliver for our patients and clients.
So in your business journey, in your entrepreneurial journey, you've not shied away from learning. You just embrace it and absorb it and seek it everywhere you go. So this may be a difficult question for you. If you had to pick one, what would be your biggest learning as a business owner so far?
Wow, biggest business learning. I mean, I learn every day. I think in our practice, that's kind of what it's like. And I'm so passionate about it for also my team. I'd say as a business owner, I would say the business is a bit of a roller coaster. I went to a seminar and somebody said that to me and it just stuck with me. And I was like, it is. They said it goes up, it goes down, it goes loop to loop. And I'm like, that is absolutely correct. Um, I would be definitely say that sometimes I would say that bigger's not always better. And I know that goes against what I'm just saying there with growth, but what I mean is making that balance happen, input versus output. So yeah, it's about getting it right. I would say it's definitely about having the right people round about you, and it's also about getting your processes correct. And it's also about knowing your numbers. I would say that's really important as well.
And the roller coaster, even if the business doesn't go down, it just continues to grow and grow and grow. There's still the emotional roller coaster, isn't it?
That's
Of
it.
dealing with all the stress and challenges of growth. And even in the exciting times, there's days you just want to, give me
Yeah.
a break, right?
Yeah, it's full on. But again, I think if you're going to go into business, you have to, again, have that mindset that it's going to be like that. And people are going to want a lot from you. You want a lot from them too, because it's a two-way thing. But yeah, managing people, managing the operations, managing that business growth, that development, the strategic planning, all of the bits. You're wearing all the hats. I talk about all the different hats and the juggling of the balls. I get excited from that. I get motivated by that. And that's what I want other young entrepreneurs to do. And that's what I want people within my team to do. I want to really breed talent. I want to transform people to make sure that, again, we are delivering as many good, I always talk about the word tremendous. I say I want as many tremendous physios within Scotland delivering the services at the highest level. And if we can get that mission, then we're a winner. So yeah, juggling all the plates or juggling all the balls, but it's fun.
It is fun. Well, we can choose for it to be fun,
Yeah.
right? Because that is a choice because we choose our emotions. But you'll certainly enjoy more success if you're enjoying yourself at the same time. But also this journey, the stress, the challenges, the roller coaster. Kids, this is why we say to you, look after yourselves personally, right? Physically, plenty of exercise, good nutrition, plenty of sleep, holidays and not checking our emails when we're on holidays. And, you've got to look after yourself personally, mentally, physically, if you're going to ride that roller coaster, because it's not easy.
Yeah, it's the stamina. It's the stamina that you need for that. And absolutely, if you're not putting back into you, if you're not self-investing back into yourself, then actually you're not going to get, again, I talk about that input output, like you're not going to get that output back out from there. So yeah, I always say health is wealth. Like unless you have that, then actually nothing else really matters. So I think that's why I'm so passionate about also living by what I believe in, and making sure that I then deliver that for other people and that they feel that. Our kind of key line, our wee slogan is feel the difference. And we want that. We want people to feel that difference in service delivery, but also feel that difference within them, within their emotions, how they feel, how they physically feel, and how they can physically then move.
So what's the next big thing for you and your business, Kate? What can we look for in the future in the next few years in terms of
Yeah.
and
So within Ayrshire, we've had kind of a bit of development within the senior management team, bringing in some more senior physiotherapists. So we've got Summer and Sharuk who are kind of leading that forward and driving the operations within Ayrshire alongside Laura McClelland, who is our practice manager, who again has been internally promoted through admin into senior admin into practice management. So looking to try and grow that further too, have that kind of area manager, that person overseeing the multiple sites. I mentioned obviously Ryan and Physioflexx Falkirk there. So we're using this as a model to take forward. People say, is it a franchise? You could think it's kind of sort of like that. It's a partnership that we've gone into, and we're looking at that model. And what we're trying to do is grow that talent from within, transform the people that we've got in our team, who I like to call are the bar raisers. So people who have that potential. I think we've all got a potential to be a leader. So I think you also said that back there too, Andy, like where does the confidence come from? Some people naturally find it easier, but actually everybody is a born leader, in my opinion, and can absolutely turn their hand to that. So if somebody's got that kind of, or I get that feeling that they've got that kind of drive, then I want to kind of recruit that from in. I'm putting so much time, energy, and effort into mentorship, into growing the team within their learning and development. And we do so much continued professional development, peer-to-peer support, no audits, making sure that we're going to external courses. We're trying to be the best versions of ourselves because that's going to pay off to our patients, to our clients. So I want to breed that talent. I want to then provide opportunity. So within the next sort of 5-10 years, I hope that the brands and the reputation that brands got will grow further with people from our team opening up new locations and running with operations from there. So that's a very much key role. Ayrshire has that nice senior management team on top of that. We have obviously Falkirk, and then at least another, the aim and the vision is to have another 3 locations, with myself and Ryan behind the driving force of that to bring that forward. So it's very exciting. Again, looking forward to seeing that, but it is very much on the people. So we have to get the right talent, and we have to get the people with the right attitudes. And that happens by absolutely, I would say, with experience, recruiting well. Because I think that's a big key thing in business. People struggle sometimes to know recruitment processes, who's the right person, and it's hard to get there. But when you've got that gem, really nourish, really put that time, energy, and effort into that person because one, they're going to feel appreciated for that, and two, they're going to give back and buy in to the vision and the missions that you've got behind business.
And I'm going to get on my high horse here for a second because everybody's talking about it. There's a recruitment crisis in this country, and it's so hard to get good people, and people don't want to leave their jobs and take a risk on you. But anybody in your industry, any physiotherapist or anybody who's working in your industry who watches this conversation is going to want to come work for you, Kate, right? Because of the opportunities, the expansion, the growth, the positivity, the opportunity to learn. A clear vision, right? Leadership is all about having a clear vision for the future and then enrolling and inspiring people to come with you. And you've got that in spades. And yes, you'll be very selective in who comes work for you for sure, but you're never going to have a recruitment crisis,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but I would imagine that good people, you attract good people naturally.
Yeah. I think we kind of do it a little bit differently as well. So I think obviously for me, when I first qualified, actually there was a bit of a job crisis within physiotherapy, and there was very far and few between jobs available. Um, which obviously probably shaped me a little bit, but everything happens for a reason, right? Um, so I think because we take new grads on, so we take new graduates on, we mentor them, we shape them, we develop, and our patients are really receptive to that and know that that's like a program that we've got in place where they're getting so much of that assistance and support. We take students on from the university, so we create those links straight away. So we are seeing that kind of insight into talent right from the word go. So, for example, like Ryan, he came and did our elective placement with us. He had heard about us. He wanted to work within our clinic and have an idea of how a day-to-day goes working within MSK practice. So he came for an elective. He really enjoyed the environment. He enjoyed the team. He enjoyed the structures, like you say, the opportunities that were there. So then he came back and worked for us straight as a new grad. And now, straight from a new grad, he then went through that full mentorship program. And now he's going through really a mentorship program in a different way by having me there as a business mentor to him as he then starts to grow and develop the brand within Falkirk. So yeah, opportunity is there. We definitely reinvest. Summer last week actually just did her injection therapy supervision. So it's another service that we're bringing into the clinic. Wait times, for example, are huge for people with joint issues, osteoarthritis, and they're really struggling with quality of life. So I'm looking at how can we bridge this gap. So there's opportunity there around about hyaluronic acid injections, cortisone injections, things like that can really help to provide a bit of pain relief in that interim term until they go and get that joint replacement. So her supervisor came in, Paul, when he's from down south, and when he came into the clinic, he actually pulled me aside and was like, wow. And he was just like, the team ethos. He was like, your clinical environments, like what you're doing, the innovation that you're doing. He's like, I just don't see this. I just don't see it. And it's absolutely remarkable, Kate. Like, you should give yourself a pat on the back. And it's like, thank you. And like even Summer, like, just even like I think getting that reassurance that she's within a team and a clinic who cares about their people, who cares about their patients, who cares about the actual clinical operations and stuff like that. Like I think she's had a wee step back and actually gone, I'm proud to be working here and just coming home and saying that to my husband last week. Like I very rarely give myself a pat in the back, to be honest, because I just get on with it. Just get my sleeves rolled up and whatever I need to do, I do. Whatever people need of me, I provide. And yeah, that was just a nice moment as well that I had last week. So I think you saying that and just that realization as well just makes me go, that this journey is good. Let's keep climbing that mountain, like I say, and just watch the view from the top when it's all that vision has come to fruition, and we're getting there. We're really, really getting there on that growth.
And then just push through the difficult times as quickly as you can. It's we are going to get knocked off the horse. It's how quickly do you get back on? And resilience is key. We talked before the show about COVID and and every there's always going to be bumps, and it's how quickly we can get over those bumps and learn from them and move on. I know it's a cliche, right? But it's easier said than done.
But it's amazing because some of those bumps and those changes actually shape you as well, like furlough. Who knew what furlough was? Like, I remember having the weight of like the world on my shoulders, thinking I've got 9 people's livelihoods. Like, I've got 9 people that, get paid a salary from Physioflexx. And actually right now we're getting told to close. And it's like, what is going to happen here? And to have that weight on you, like, is huge. And I think that's something in businesses. Your responsibilities for yourself, but it's also for others. And I think, depending obviously again how big you want to grow your team and how big you want to take things, but it is a responsibility. And yeah, that was a huge kind of turning point. It was a huge learning point. But I think it actually gave me a lot of reassurance, one, on the loyalty of the people who were around about me, and actually that two-way support, because especially that time furloughed, 7 of the team. It was just myself, Laura, and Diane who were keeping the ship afloat, as I kept saying. They actually got me a really nice print of a boat with Physioflexx there as a kind of wee reminder of that time and how it was a stormy sea, but we got through that. But I got through that because of them as well, Andy, because of them, because of other people in business, because of my support network with my friends and my family, and everybody just pulling together, other physio clinics. It was when I saw we had such a community around about us, because all the local businesses, even as far as Paisley, Glasgow, and all the Ayrshire physios, actually came together in a group, in a community group, and we all spoke together on what we would do to make sure that everybody was in line with each other, so that nobody was going against the grain, and actually patients could be reassured that we were doing things right. And that's the other thing too, is if you do things right, then it definitely makes you able to sleep, and sleep, like you say, is very important.
Absolutely. So, Kate, just before we wrap up, because we're nearly out of time, do you want to put the contact details out there in case any, well, either potential clients in need of your services want to find you, or top talent?
Yeah,
How can people
sure.
get in touch?
Amazing. Yeah, we actually always have on our website a recruitment page there. So first, for any sort of physios out there, if they're listening and if they want to be part of something like Physioflexx and our brand, then please reach out to us. We're on LinkedIn and things as well. So give us a wee follow there. Social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, digital transformation. We're in it, guys. So yeah, if there's easy kind of methods to come and contact us, provide us with that, why you, and would love to have that chat from patients. So again, people say, what can you help with? We pretty much can help with most things, head to toe, anything bone, ligament, tendon related, sports injuries, occupational injuries as well, people that working at desk, postural stuff. Anything basically. If you're in pain, you shouldn't be in pain. If you want to feel the difference, then as I say, reach out and contact us. We have the website there, www.physioflexayrshire.co.uk. As I say, we're on all the socials. We're now reaching as wide as Falkirk. So even if you're, in the Forth Valley and not in the west of Scotland, then again, reach out there for us. And again, if you're interested in Pilates, it's a big, big thing that we're driving forward, both with mat Pilates and with reformer Pilates. So again, don't hesitate to contact us, and we'd love to hear from you.
Brilliant. Thanks. Well, Kate Alexander from Physioflexx, it's been a pleasure speaking with you today. Absolutely. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And thanks to all our listeners on the Founders Chair podcast. Keep an eye out for future podcasts, but we will see you all again real soon. Thanks again, Kate.
Thank you.